All right, folks, welcome back. Russia is now reportedly on the verge of losing major ground in Ukraine. Daily Mail is reporting that Russian troops are continuing to fall back. The U.S. has given billions of dollars in aid to the Ukrainians, seems to be working for more on this. We bring in the executive director of the Iranian Americans for Liberty and Newsmax contributor, Bryan Leib, and the vice chair of America First Policy Institute Center for American Security and former chief of staff to the National Security Council, Fred Fleitz. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. First question I have is for both of you. What are you hearing about the tide turning in Ukraine? Bryan, you go first.
Well, I think that we're seeing a lot of reports coming out that Ukraine is certainly pushing back strongly against Russia. I saw just a couple hours ago, Chris, videos of Russian tanks scattered all throughout Ukraine. So it does look like Ukraine is pushing back pretty hard. I'll defer to Fred on this, so this is certainly something that Fred knows quite a bit about.
Yeah, Fred, what are you hearing about this, and what would a loss mean for Putin's stranglehold on Russia?
Well, I'd like to first say that there was really astonishment. I mean, this was superior weapons, superior troops, a little bit of deception. I think that the Ukraine government kept this operation away from the press and the Biden administration so it didn't leak. The Russians had their forces in the wrong place. We're seeing a disorderly retreat. It's just stunning. This could mean more significant failures by the Russian army in Ukraine, and there's talk that it could mean that maybe Putin could be overthrown. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think we have to be cautious here because the Russians could double down. They could send more troops in. They could order a broader conscription. There's some people saying maybe he could use tactical nuclear weapons. I don't think that's going to happen, but it is a turning point. But I think it's a dangerous one.
No, I think so, too. And, of course, former KGB agent that Putin is, I mean, you can't rely on any restraint, especially if he views his iron grip on power over there as somehow endangered. Bryan, we're hearing the Obama Ayatollah nuke deal 2.0 is on hold again. But I can't shake this feeling this is being done by Team Biden so that Israel and those who are steadfast against a nuclear-armed Iran, we just get complacent and we stop talking about it. What are you hearing? And should defenders of freedom and making sure that Iran never gets a nuclear weapon, should we be letting our guard down from the Biden administration's efforts to give the store away the same way the Obama team did?
Well, I don't think we should let our guard down at all, and every American that's concerned about our interests here domestically, but also abroad, should be raising their voice to say that a bad deal or a deal with Iran is a bad deal, not just for the Middle East and our allies and partners, but it's also a bad deal for America. Enriching the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism, who has the blood of hundreds of Americans on their hands, is not going to end well for the American people. And one final point on this, just a month ago, the Iranians threatened to drop a nuclear bomb on New York City when they weren't getting what they like in the nuke deal. And certainly, we expected, well, I shouldn't say we expected, Chris, but unfortunately, Joe Biden was silent on this issue when he should have been more forceful in condemning this issue.
No, I think you had it right. I wouldn't expect Mr. Biden to comment on anything like that. Fred, final question is for you, and it's surrounding Iran. Albania is blaming Iran for a cyber attack. I think it's the second one that reportedly came from the #1 state sponsor of terror. Albania is a NATO country, but NATO's response, in my opinion, has been rather flaccid at best. What happened to an attack on one is an attack on all? And do you think this is a reflection of weak American leadership as to why NATO is rudderless?
I think that's exactly right. It's worth pointing out why the Iranians are meddling in Albania. That's because the Iranians are hosting the MEK, an Iranian opposition group that has leaked all kinds of information on Iran's covert nuclear weapons program and information that has been used by the Israelis to sabotage this program. The MEK is a blood enemy of the Iranians. That's why they're intervening. And you're exactly right. There has been very little response by NATO. They need to stand with Albania. It was brave of Albania to host the MEK, and it's time to stand up for them.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. September is historically the worst performing month for the stock market, so you better be ready for it. The Fed continues to aggressively raise rates, and JP Morgan is forecasting another mega rate hike September the 21st. Is that why Jamie Dimon said an economic hurricane is coming our way? Well, gold and silver have remained remarkably stable despite the Fed aggressively raising rates today. The Patriot Gold Group has a special incentive for Newsmax viewers. Huge! Now precious metals investors can enjoy the no-fee-for-life gold and silver IRA on qualifying rollovers, or enjoy free, discreet, insured shipping on all direct gold and silver purchases. Here's the number, 800-356-4470. Call 800-356-4470 today.